Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of 1 Million Cups. My name is Nicholas Stamper, and I will be hosting today's presentation. Just to get you guys an overview of how today's session is going to go, first, we're going to talk for a few minutes about 1 Million Cups Chico and its mission. And the second thing will be the actual 6-minute presentation given to us by our special guest, Stephanie. And third, we will cover a Q&A for our audience. And shortly after that, we'll wrap up. So with that being said, let's get straight to it. 1 Million Cups was created by Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation. The purpose of the foundation works alongside educators, researchers, and other partners to better understand and improve the environment in which entrepreneurs start and grow businesses. 1 Million Cups is a free weekly program with an effort to educate, engage, and connect local entrepreneurs. It's an environment where you get to be able to have different conversations with different entrepreneurs. The overall mission behind 1 Million Cups is to, again, not only lower the barrier of access to education and resources for all entrepreneurs, but to be surrounded by a community and an environment that helps you build your ideas and get feedback back to your businesses. In the beginning, 1 Million Cups started off as a small business in Kansas City, and years later, it grew to 2 communities. After years and years went by, in 2018, it grew into 163 communities, all spread throughout the United States. So just imagine where we are now. Moving forward, at each location, there are presentations each week. Today, we have She Builds with Stephanie Olson. She will have 6 minutes to present, and then we'll have 15 to 20 minutes of Q&A. If you want to know more about 1 Million Cups or how to present here, please feel free to join our amazing community online and visit our platform at www.1millioncups.com.
Sorry.
All right, and further ado, Stephanie, if you are ready, I will go ahead and unshare.
Okay.
All right.
Do we clap?
Perfect.
All right, so do we welcome her by clapping? Okay, got it at the end. Okay. What do you really do? I forget. I think I usually go, woo.
Did it right?
Right?
Yeah, we
You
can see
guys
it.
see?
Yeah, yes, we can. Thank you, Steph.
We've just like succeeded already, so.
Yeah, there.
I'm done. I got it to work.
Go.
Okay. All right. Let's make sure my presentation. Here we go. Okay, well, I am Stephanie Olson. Thank you so much for having me, you guys. The name of my company is She Builds. Our motto is a better way to build your home. I am a licensed general contractor, and again, my company is She Builds. We really take a different approach when it comes to building a house. It's really important for me to help create a space that you can call home and make that process easy, well thought out, and executed seamlessly. We take being a home builder to a whole other level. So to us, it's more than just a house, it's your home. And we want to make sure that we're creating just beautiful memories that you can focus on and not the logistics in between. So She Builds is what is called a design and build firm. We take your project from what I like to call dirt to doorknobs. I love it. Yeah, it's a good little motto. I don't want to steal that though, because there's like actually a company called that, but that's really like gives people an idea of what it looks like when we take your project on. And to be able, for us, our role is to take on the responsibility of absolutely everything. We want to make it easy and less stressful, and take you again from that dirt to doorknobs and design and create a home just how you imagined it. The other cool thing that we do is every She Builds client gets an exclusive owner portal through our software called Builder Trend, and they can view, we post the schedule. So we don't ever start a project until we have a complete schedule figured out. And so the schedule is posted, and then I have one of my employees, her sole job is to just do daily log updates. So if you're out of town or we're building a house that you're not living by, or if you're just working, you can see daily logs. We have a requirement of at least 3 a week. So you can just see your project and not feel like you don't know what's going on. So we communicate easily and effectively. You can communicate through the app. So we also invoice through the app. So everything that has to do with your project is within there. And so we're really just trying to make communication the number one priority within our business, because it's really the thing that is lacking the most in construction. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so our mission is to really our mission is to transform the construction industry forever. When She Builds was just kind of born in my soul, I needed something deeper. I spent a lot of years working for a lot of other people and doing what they wanted me to do. And so when I had the opportunity to do this, I needed something that I could grab a hold of and really be passionate about. And I wanted to create a movement within the industry. And my hope is that seeing people like me and seeing businesses like mine becomes normal. Seeing women on a construction site laying tile or plumbing your house becomes normal. I want to be the voice that lets other women know that there's a place for them here in this industry, and that it's time for them to be able to step into the industry and know that they're like undoubtedly incredible at it. Like, we belong here, and there's a place for us, and we're really great at what we do inside the construction industry. So some of the challenges that, just being a new company is getting the word out. There is, making sure that people know that you exist, I think, is probably always the biggest hurdle, when you don't have a giant advertising budget. And I also know that I've stepped into a long-standing male-dominated industry, and I have a large mountain to climb in front of me, which I'm totally up for the challenge. And I would just love your support and getting the word out about us. And if you know somebody that is, looking to build a house or remodel, that we could be, an option to be able to play within the competition that's out there. So I would just appreciate that. And then lastly, here is our information. You can check out our website. Spent a lot of hard time working on that. And our Instagram, we really tried to reach out to our community. And I feel like Instagram has really been a place where I get to have that like boots on the ground with the women that I want to encourage and inspire and bring hope to. And they have, kind of direct access to me. And so it's been a really beautiful platform for me to be able to kind of be out there and allow people to know that, like, yes, I exist. And yes, if this has ever been a passion of yours, you can do it too. And let me know how I can help. So our business really is twofold. We have a deep mission, and then we also really want to push to create a construction industry that is really based around the customer and the client and design, and making your home something that, building a home or doing a remodel, something that's not stressful. Thank you. That's it. Now I have to stop sharing, right? Okay.
Love it.
All right, I'll start.
I'll start. Sure.
Yeah, I'll start. Okay, so I'm just gonna ask some questions on behalf of the group here. That's technically what we do after the presentation portion. So first of all, how many years has She Builds been, probably been in your soul for a long time, but how many years has it been a business, licensed business?
I have been like officially in business with She Builds for about a year and a half.
Okay. And if you're to look at the industry overall, taking women out of the component, just the industry overall, what are the biggest challenges that you're seeing, like, overall? And since you've been in the business as a worker, but now, and you're in it as an owner.
Yeah, so I've been in the industry for way longer than She Builds has been in existence. I started the Kite Group, over 15 years ago, and I've flipped houses and built houses hundreds and hundreds. So it's not something that's new to me. And I've seen the industry and the market change a lot over that period of time. And I think obviously right now in this minute, the market changes. It's for sure affecting us because my goals going into this year was really to focus on spec builds. That's what I'm really best at. And shifted to where it was like, okay, now everybody did a spec build and the market changed and the interest rates rise. And so it really cut down on the ability to kind of capture that profit on the other end of having a higher resale market. And so we've just had to shift in terms of our goals for like the last part of this year. And I think that has been challenging. I know that everybody wants to kind of speak to, the material challenges and but for me, like that's placated by absolute glorious planning. Like if you're on top of your stuff and the lead times, you can still be very effective at your job.
All right. And about like staffing or subcontractors, what are the challenges there? Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. So all of my relationship with my subcontractors is going on 10 plus years. So none of that has really changed for me. I really vet my subcontractors. Like if I have to change somebody, like we recently had to change our electrician, and like, I won't put an electrician on a job that's for a client. Like I'll only have them start on a job that I have so that I have control over it, so that I'll know how they'll perform if I put them in a client-facing environment. And I really vet them. And if they're not on board with, hey, we've scheduled you and you don't show up, like you kind of get 2 strikes and you're out in my world, because we plan so effectively and we really want to give that, incredible client-facing experience. So to be a subcontractor within my organization, you do have to be someone who communicates well, responds well, respects the schedule, because if you mess up the schedule, 25 people after you, are affected. So, right. Ripple effect.
I think, I'm really professional. I'm really kind. I think the thing that I've done that I've always done is just as soon as somebody invoices me, I pay them. And to me, it's like, they tell their friends that, and in the work for staff, she'll pay you right away. When you have to wait 30, 60, 90 days for your paycheck, that really affects your family and your livelihood. And so I really make every effort to have enough cash flow to just always pay everybody immediately.
That's amazing. Nice. Go ahead, ask questions.
One, I think the communication part is amazing. And your portal and your app, obviously that's relevant to right now. Going through a kitchen remodel, and looking at doing 2 bathroom models coming up soon. And what's going on? Did you get the permits done? Like all of that stuff. If that's all in one portal that you can just log into and find that out, and that you're not getting bugged every 5 minutes either by a text message, or you know what I mean? So I think that really sets you apart. I think that's amazing. I don't know if anyone else is doing that, but I think that is spectacular. I know we've all looked at your social media and great. And I know you do a podcast as well.
Yeah,
which is awesome. So I think you're doing great with your marketing. But one thing that came to my mind actually, and I don't know, after I started thinking about like, well, is this a little cheesy? But contacting the news station, I know they do those segments.
What segment?
Where they sit down with them and talk about, I don't know. like Dr. Kramer, like I said, after I'm like, well, sometimes it's a little cheesy. But coming from a woman construction company owner, and I don't know, that just came to mind, like contacting the news station, maybe doing some sort of cool segment on.
It's like a movement. What you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Might be something to think about.
Yeah.
I
Thank you. I absolutely would take that.
Okay.
What did he say? I'm sorry.
I'm saying that just to amplify what she said, there are national shows that show up on, like, say, KPay that are like America Business, and
Yeah.
they'll talk about gardening, and they'll talk about they could be doing home building and stuff like that. And that way you're not just limited to Northern California.
Mhm.
I don't know if you really want to expand beyond that.
That's a good question. So that's the next question. Your model, I guess, right?
Sorry, I'm what?
Your business model. I think Ken was saying about expanding it anywhere else. And obviously
Yeah.
your family, your home is here, you grew up here, but maybe that business model.
Yeah, I would love, I've actually had like a couple people reach out to me about like potentially franchising it or like,
Uh-huh.
in other areas. I get a lot of people like, how can we duplicate what you're doing in other areas? And so I haven't quite figured, when you're a new business, you're just like, I'm trying to not do everything and like create systems and delegate. And so my dreams are big. And, when I went into it, I don't know, do you guys know who DR Horton is? They're
Yeah, the home builder.
Yeah.
DR Horton and then Toll Brothers. And I was like, I want to
The Toll Brothers around forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, like those are kind of my aspirations. to be
Yeah,
able
that's
to be,
great.
like a large developer.
Nice.
If you've ever heard of the Open Building Institute, they deal with ecological components for houses, and all their designs are open source forever. And they're really committed to that because it's open source ecology, Open Building Institute. And I think they're in close to where Million Cups is headquartered in Missouri.
Oh, in Kansas City.
Oh, in Kansas
Yeah, they're
City.
near there.
I'm not surprised.
They're a stone's throw. And you might look at openbuildinginstitute.org and just kind of root around. They've got this idea called distributive enterprise, where they've kind of, it's not really so much franchising, it's kind of like a blueprint that others could follow, or they could keep up with them on, hey, this worked out well for us, or this didn't work so good. Maybe, there's an idea for you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I wrote it down.
Be interesting if it was a licensed model,
Exactly.
because if it was licensed.
Well, you could do that.
you get
She's
a
not,
royalty.
I mean, you don't have to be open source. You could do
Right.
whatever you want. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And he claims, I talked to the guy before, I've known this guy for since 2012. And he said that the buildings they have, even though they're kind of starting out, they've got like 3 iterations, is they've got plans that are, that you can get permitted supposedly. So,
Yeah, they're like mastered plans where they're.
Right.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, if you have a contact or somebody you want to send me, I appreciate that.
I would encourage you to do this other 1 Million Cups chapters,
Yeah,
starting with Sacramento.
yeah,
They have a really good audience too.
yeah,
Okay. Sure.
So does Marysville, Yuba.
Mhm.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say too.
Oh, good.
Additional questions?
Like Heather said, your social media, your Instagram's incredible, like absolutely incredible. Do you have a TikTok? Have you thought about expanding to TikTok?
Oh, it's so.
The way to think
So I don't actually do my Instagram, like that's all a company. And the company I had before was doing the TikTok, and then this company has brought it to me like, hey, do you want us to do TikTok? And it's not something that like I'm opposed to at all. It's just something that like I physically can't manage, like I had to outsource that. And it took a while for me to find people that like worked well with me. Because I'm a planner and I couldn't deal with like, what do you want me to post today? And I'm like, no, like, I need like 30 days out, like, let me approve it, have plenty of time. So I don't like being rushed with stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of how it was being managed before. And so I think it's definitely, I like literally don't have TikTok, so I know nothing about it. And I know that like you beautiful young people, like that's all you do. No. So I am okay with it if they can handle it and like I don't have to be involved with it, because I also have like a super addictive personality. So like if I download TikTok, like I'll lose all the hours
All day.
Okay, that's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So I love it for like business, but like I don't love being a consumer of it. Does that make sense?
Makes
Yes.
sense.
100%.
Absolutely.
So yes, I will. If you think that that's a good idea, I will reach out to my people and see what they, how much more it would cost.
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
I
so
think they bought it. Yeah.
YouTube Shorts would be Google,
Yeah.
and then TikTok is Xi Jinping. or-
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't.
But I mean, if you're doing reels on Instagram, which she's doing,
Yeah.
I think that's.
Is TikTok more videos, or is it like I don't
Yeah,
know,
it's all videos.
Yeah.
only videos?
Videos.
But you could already have content that you are using.
So-
I feel like all
on
she
there.
did before was just post what we put on Instagram on TikTok.
Right,
I
exactly.
didn't create other content, so.
Right.
Just for more. yeah.
Build, I call it build once, use many.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of content that we gather, and then the kids, I know I'll probably get sued for this, but the kids, they know how to manipulate that and make it all like worthy, right? And so,
Tricks.
and they know all the trips, whatever those words are. Tricks and the talks and the tips and the tricks. Right.
I know, it's like too much. I just like, my daughter was asking me the other day, I used to actually be a backing dancer and did hip hop for a really long time. And she goes, Mama, do you have the videos? I want to see the videos of you dancing. And I was like, love, we didn't have phones, they're not readily available.
Right.
We couldn't film I'm like, you have to ask mom for the tape. I don't know. And so that's where we're coming from, people. So the TikTok is what?
Betamax.
We still have Super 8 at home.
Well, I think what you have online, your branding is so excellent.
It is.
A lot of
It's
your
great.
content could just translate directly over to TikTok.
Absolutely.
So do you have a
it's easy.
marketing company / social media doing it all, or how did you come up with that?
So it's really just strictly a social media company. I hired a company to build my website and do all of that. And I hired somebody else where I worked with to create my logo. And then I'm on my third social media company that I'm really happy with. And they're strictly just social media. And I figured out a system where when I'm on site or my girls are on site, we're always taking content and just putting it in a shared album, on our iPhones, and then the social media people take it and prepare 30 days in advance for me, and then
That's lovely.
approve,
Awesome.
all the content that they write in terms of the copy. And so it's working well. I the other girl, she did a lot more reels and stuff, so I feel I am lacking in creating the reels content, but I also, it's hard because sometimes that stuff is just not authentic to you, me in front of a camera isn't really authentically me. So I you kind of have to wade through all of that and be okay, I know that getting followers is important, but I also want people that genuinely want to hear and see our content.
Yep.
Right.
It's a weird
about it.
world.
You're going about it the right way, because I've definitely seen it go the other way with some business owners on their social media, where they make it all about them constantly. And it's almost annoying or intrusive to constantly just see the business owner making themselves literally there's being the face of your business, and then it's just barrage one by one.
Right. I don't care what you had for breakfast 7 days.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I feel you. And I just feel you get so self-absorbed, nobody cares.
Crazy. Yeah.
So you're building new houses, rebuilding Paradise. I understand they have new fire requirements and stuff. So are you doing a lot of active stuff with that?
With the fire requirements?
The new fire requirements, yeah.
Yeah. So, it hasn't been drastically different. It's, you get limited on your exterior materials. You can basically use fiber cement board or stucco. We have to do standard, they're called Vulcan vents. So any sort of vent that's on the exterior has to be able to, be fireproof. Fire sprinklers has been something I've been building in houses for, ever since the code changes. So that's not really any different. The roofing material. So it's really just the exterior. Probably the biggest change that I didn't know about on our first one up there was the fencing. There was no, normally I do a wood fence all the way around a property, and you can't have any wood within, I think it's 5 feet of the house. So we had to do metal gates and then wood. So those types of things. But the town is honestly so incredible to work with, and they're so helpful. And if the inspector, comes and they see anything, I don't know. It's been really great. The town is.
I was thinking maybe in the future, building a house on the lower end of Paradise. But is the insurance insane all the way through, or is there any better locations, or is it just forget it?
It's, I'm pretty sure all of the insurance is going to be the same in that fire area, even if you're in Lower Paradise. I'm in Durham, and I'm considered like I'm off of Lot Road and I'm considered a high fire danger and I couldn't get, like I was trying to get USAA and they denied our house,
Yeah.
which is crazy. We've never been in a fire.
I was
danger
crying
area.
over $1,500 and this guy said, oh, I pay 6,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that much. Like I have two Airbnbs that I have up there, and I think my total for both houses is about $4,000.
Oh, okay.
You know, and so you have to have it's called like Argus or something, like the Argus is one of them, and then you have to have the California Fair Plan. So you have to have two insurances, because like the regular insurance company won't actually fund all of it. But USAA just tell me that they're changing their policy like as of September 1st. And so now they will be that like backup with the California Fair Plan. So it's changing and people are, you know, really trying to make sure that insurance is somewhat affordable.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. And how many employees do you have right now, Stephanie?
We have 5.
Okay, nice. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
You spoke earlier in your presentation about, obviously it's a very like male-led industry. How do you feel you've been welcomed, or?
You know, I like absolutely love the men in the industry. They're, you know, I've been in it a long time, so it doesn't feel weird to me. And I think it just comes to like being a nice person and being kind and being respectful, whether you're male, female, whatever. I think if I treated people like shit and was unkind to them, that I would get that back. So I also am not afraid to say if I don't know something and completely lean on their knowledge or their expertise and, hey, what do you think about this? I never come across as, you know, egotistical or trying to prove myself. I think it's just about being kind, understanding, professional, and then also standing up for myself if I know I'm right. Like, no, you're not going to push me around. And really, like, I would say 90% of the time, that I don't have any issues or people that are being disrespectful or anything like that. The community is actually like more of my subs are like, I want a She Builds shirt, I want a She Builds hat, like all the, like my tile guys sport all my swag, and so it's actually cool that they love it and they love working for me. So it's been way less scary than I thought it would be, because I really was like, I don't know, because when I first built one of my first houses in Paradise, I put like a giant sign that said She Builds, and I was like, oh god. like is the concrete guys gonna pull up and then just leave, you know, like are they just not with me? And they really weren't. And I was more scared than anybody ever said anything. So
Gotta get over the hump.
it was fearful at the beginning for sure. If they were all just gonna ditch me.
We did a little bit. We touched on it. Yeah.
Why?
How is your podcast going, and what made you want to start that?
Yeah,
part of it?
what was the impetus?
Sure. My podcast is going great. You know, I spent a lot of years, my dad and I ran an accounting practice together. I did taxes for over, 12 years with my dad, all while kind of building the Kite Group and doing all of this housing stuff. And then when I was doing subdivisions, I had partners, and I just kind of always felt like nothing was mine. That I was, I'm really good at executing and doing things. And so I'm always have been in the place of like, go make this happen, Steph, and so I just was always somebody else's like puppet. I don't want to say it in a mean way, but that's kind of how I felt. And so I just wanted something that I did not care if it made $1. I didn't care if it wasn't a business plan for me. It was like, this is what I am passionate about, and I need something in my life that is mine, and that I can just speak to the wisdom and the knowledge and the beauty that I've learned through my life and the knowledge that I have and share. And then also just the opportunity to meet so many incredible women. So my basis is just sharing, life about being a mother that is a contractor, the books that I read, things that are just important to me that I've learned. And then also just sharing with the world that there is like the coolest general contractor in Utah that builds these custom houses, and she's a badass woman, and like, let me tell you about her and let me share this life that she has with you. And so I've met the most just incredible people through the opportunity of doing those interviews on the podcast. And more so, my passion is to affect them. Like the other couple, like a month ago, I did an interview with a gal in Australia, and like shortly after the podcast aired, she got a full sponsorship with like a huge construction equipment company because they found her on the podcast, you know, and she's just like, oh my gosh, Steph, thank you. And to me, like, that's why I'm doing it. Like, I want these women to get, you know, noticed and the notoriety that they deserve and the work ethic that they put in. So to me, that's what it's about.
That's incredible.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. So, and how long have you been doing that?
It's been about a year. Yeah,
Okay,
and it took me about a year to like prep for it.
So outside of this, because I know we're starting to run out of time, but outside of this, I'll ask you how you got hooked up with Jody Covard.
Oh yeah, well that's how I Googled her.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She's like there would be no podcast if it weren't for Jody.
Right, and then you're like, oh, she's right here.
Yeah. I know. I love her. She's been like, she was just. It really wouldn't have happened if it weren't for her. She put it like in these bite-sized pieces for me. And like over a year, she was super patient with me and just like, okay. And then now she edits all of my podcasts for me. And I don't know, just
That's awesome.
a beautiful partner of mine. Yeah.
Yeah, she was such a pioneer early on in doing this kind of work. And we're just lucky to have her in our backyard.
I know she was one of my first podcasts. Like we practiced and I interviewed her and like, oh, I don't know, her story's so incredible. Like I just remember crying, like because she also lost her house in the fire, and she's just such a wonderful woman.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. All right. Any more questions, anybody?
I have two quick questions.
Yeah, go.
The first one, you mentioned it just briefly, the relationships with your contractors. Being in the business like 10, 15 years, how important has it been for you to like build those over the years?
Oh, it's detrimental to your business if you don't have people that you trust, that you know do good work. I think that I wouldn't be able to run my business without those relationships. So that's why it's like from the beginning, like I started in the industry in flips. I started buying houses at the courthouse and flipping houses, and just like from the get-go, like talking with my dad about it and planning, it was like, what can I do to affect them positively? And like, again, it was like, I'm going to pay them immediately. Like, even if that means like, I don't have the money to pay myself, or I lose money on this job, like I'm going to make sure that they're paid first. And so I think I've just always put that relationship up at the top.
And then my second question, your mission statement, it seemed to be like targeting women. Is that like the plan? It was something, I was going to write it down, but it was something along the lines of women in the construction business.
Yeah. So what's your question?
Is that like the target market? Like,
yes. Yeah. I mean, if you really think about it not that I'm excluding men in any way, but my goal is to really shed light on women in the industry, and I kind of think of myself as like a door. Like, okay, maybe 10 years ago, I wouldn't have been okay with calling my company She Builds and being the face of a construction company, because I've been that person for 15 years. I just never called it that. And so for me, it was like, I wanted to be the door to let women know that like, it's okay to come through. Like, I'm here, I can help you. I can show you what I did. I can show you how to get there. And it's safe, because it's a really isolating place to be the only woman on the job site, the only woman that has anything to do with that particular project. To show up, it's intimidating, it's scary, it can feel unwelcoming. So I actually created like a women in construction group in Chico. There's like 30 to 40 women that are in construction just in Chico. So yes, my mission really is surrounded around women and making them feel comfortable in the industry.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have you been in touch? Well, this is,
No,
I'm
I'm
not
actually
gonna.
was about to go there. You're talking about the construction management. But 'cause
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask her to come to the speaker series and be part of that. That's.
Go ahead, because you're
Oh,
working
no.
university. No, I was just thinking that would be really awesome for you to talk to the construction management if you haven't already, and maybe you already have, so I didn't.
Yeah, we actually
Yeah.
partnered with the
Yeah.
construction, the Women in Construction group partnered with there's a Women in Construction at Chico State.
Uh-huh.
And like we partnered last year and did a project for the Girl Scouts, like we built a patio together. So yeah.
Cute.
And they
Nice.
come to our meetings, the Women in Construction at Chico State. Marie is the head over there.
Okay.
Marie and Jamie.
So I'm also with the college. And so, and I do a speaker series because I run a department over there in entrepreneurship. So we're industry agnostic.
Yeah.
So I'll talk to you more about that as well after. I'll send you a note on that.
Yeah.
And we'll get you dialed into next semester.
Okay, well, I would love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Let's give a hand for Stephanie.
Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I don't know if they told you we're like surrounded by COVID right now.
That's
I
absolutely fine.
understand. You should invite your women construction cohorts to the Grow Tech Fest.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
All right, well,
Definitely
thank
do
you
that. We
very,
have like
very
a little,
much.
we have a little email group that
Cool.
we have.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you very much, Stephanie. Again, my name is Nicholas. I've been your host and organizer for 1 Million Cups. I'd also like to thank Eva Shepherd for being the 1 Million Cups Chico chapter lead. Second, I would love to thank our amazing sponsors, Morgan Stanley, Chico Start, GrowTech, Global Entrepreneurship Network, T-Bar, Build.com, Startup Grind, Explore Butte County, and of course, Stovall Coffee.
Mm.
All right. So as far as events go, we don't have it listed, but Grow Tech Fest is in 3 weeks, October 5th and October 6th. October 5th, it will be at Sierra Nevada in the big room, and October 6th, it will be here at Stovall Workplace. Today, September 14th at 5:30 p.m. at Sierra Nevada, we're having the Grow Tech Hang. So we would love to have anybody there that wants to come.
I'll interject for a second. Stephanie, just so you know, we have a gathering, like a very informal gathering every other month where local entrepreneurs just get together and Chico Start buys the first round and we buy the appetizers. So, and in this last year, we kind of started sharing the love. So one time I might be at LaSalle's, one time I might be at Parkside. This time it's at Sierra Nevada just because it's right before Grow Tech Fest. And Heather organizes those, so we'll get on the list maybe. Yeah, okay.
Nice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, keep going next. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Lastly, I would like to thank the audience for showing up today for 1 Million Cups. We're here every Wednesday at 9 a.m. at Zoom. Next week, we will be joining the 1 Million Cups Sacramento chapter. Make sure to sign up for the newsletter at our website, https://chicostart.com. And with one final message, I'd like to say entrepreneurship is a lonely journey, and we acknowledge the barriers you might face in starting and growing your business. Our 1 Million Cups community is fueled by passionate entrepreneurs who are looking to support and learn from people like you. On behalf of our organizing team, we invite you to join us every Wednesday morning and let us know if you'd like to get more involved. Keep building and keep growing.
Good call there.
Hey.
That's a good pop.
All right. Well,
Thank you,
so
Stephanie.
much.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Look forward to meeting you in person.
My pleasure, you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
All right. I have, I sent you a note